ขอบคุณค่ะ thank you ค่ะ ขอบคุณค่ะ love you จ้า
Hey everybody, Bangkok7 here, coming at you lo-fi and on the fly, again from my apartment in Bangkok. The sound you might hear in the background is either my fan or thunder, because it's storming again outside. This is another MGThai episode, with the topic borrowed once again from Joker over at Better Bachelor. I'll put a link to his video in the description. If you haven't checked out his YouTube channel, you definitely should. There's some pure genius going on over there. Anyway, I took this from one of his videos called with advice like this, no wonder men avoid dating women. And he took it from this article, 10 Surprising Effective Ways to Get a Guy to Commit. Now, I'm commitment averse. I don't gel with commitment. I tried monogamy. It didn't work for me, which is why I moved to Thailand and maintain a harem instead. So I don't really know why you'd want to commit, but Lord, is this list a shitty list of advice. And that's the overall crux, the message of this video. Don't take advice from women. Anyway, here's the breakdown. So number one, love him, but don't be his girlfriend. That's straight up fucktarded. Uh, the reason he's with you is because he wants to see what kind of a girlfriend you can be, and if you can transition from girlfriend material to wife material. If you're not going to be his girlfriend, he's going to leave. Like how? I mean, you'd have to be brain dead to not understand that. Number two, don't be exclusive until you're engaged. I actually agree with this, as long as you're not banging a bunch of dudes. As long as you're celibate during that time, definitely date a bunch of guys. But most people these days can't or won't be celibate. We live in an era where people just hook up all the time. And if you're a Western person with a Western mentality, that's not going to work out well for you. The more people you screw, the less able you will be to be monogamous and share intimacy with one person later on. Number three is just like number two, date more than one man at once. And again, I agree wholeheartedly, as long as you're not banging them all. That will cause a kind of damage to your soul that will make you not just undateable, but unmarriable. If you're a female, and if you're a male, but to a lesser degree. The less people you sleep with, the better your chances are at having a long-lasting, committed relationship with one person. The more people you sleep with, it's like knocking Jenga blocks out of your Jenga tower. The chance that you'll be able to hang on to a relationship long term. Number four, be able to receive love. Yeah, when did that become advice? Like, that just sounds normal to a Gen Xer like me. That sounds normal. And yeah, my generation had its share of problems, but I mean, we look like we've got our shit together completely compared to millennials and Gen Z. If you have to be told to be able to receive love, you don't belong in a relationship. You need to learn how to do that first. And that comes with self-love, self-acceptance, and the ability to be selfless. So much of this list is about self-gratification. Get a guy to commit by doing all of these self-centered things. That's not how love works. That's the opposite of love. Number five, don't make him dinner. Don't come over when he asks. Oh, so I guess this is advice for how to lose a guy in 10 steps. That's completely stupid. Uh, any guy I know, if you don't make an effort, what's the point? Why do I even want to know you? That's utterly ridiculous. A love relationship demands self-sacrifice. You have to give up what you want in favor of the other person. And as long as both of you are doing that, it's symbiotic and the relationship works. If you're going to be selfish, if you're going to be an asshole, why bother? Just there's the door, go out of it. Number 6, tell him what you want. I mean, if you are honest and you are openly communicating with each other and you are both sacrificing what you want for the benefit of the other person um, to the same degree, then sure, tell them what you want. But again, this is another bit of advice that is aimed at a self-centered approach. If you're starting from the position of me, 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 it's not going to work. Sorry. Number 7, tell them how you feel. This one's super important for any man with a brain. Please tell us how you feel. It's the easiest way for us to gauge whether you're an asshole, a moron, a shithead, or batshit crazy. So please, yeah, tell us how you feel so we know how quickly to find the door and get the fuck away from you. Number 8, be vulnerable. I mean, I guess Gen Zs and millennials don't know how to be vulnerable because every aspect of their life is a self-lie, and so they're constantly lying to themselves about how they feel, what they are, who they think they are. So vulnerability probably is not in their repertoire. Vulnerability, maybe it can't be attained anymore. I don't know. I know that people from my generation can be vulnerable. I just don't know if these youngsters can. Number 9, be in touch with your feelings. Again, this is more self-centeredness. I don't know anyone who's my age who isn't in touch with their feelings. I suppose there are people who've been through abuse or whatever, and so they're not able to do that. But well-adjusted people don't need to be told this. I guess that's the crux of this list too. Like if this is a list that you're looking at and going, huh, wow, yeah, that's new information to me, then you probably shouldn't be looking for commitment because these are all no-brainers, people. And number 10, allow him to be who he really is. Okay, look, if you think that you are in a position where you can allow a man to be who he really is, you're done. Right then and there. You don't allow me to be me. Like that doesn't even make any sense. Allow him to be who he really is. Uh, if if you think that you have enough power over your partner that you can either allow them to be who they are or not allow them to be who they are, you're an asshole and you shouldn't be in a relationship. Um, and come to think of it, every girl that I dated in the West was broken in some way. And I was as well. I spent my entire life in the West broken. And two broken people in a relationship aren't going to work. Um, when I moved to Thailand, I discovered an entire population of people who were not broken. Um, it's still not enough though because I'm still broken. So uh, one unbroken person and one broken person don't make a good relationship either, which is one of the reason why I keep a harem instead of attempting monogamy. So speaking of advice, this is what this article reminded me of. It reminded me of my first date with my ex-girlfriend 1 year after living in Thailand. I came back to LA and I shot her an email. I said, "Hey, I'm in town. Do you want to get together?" And she said, "Yeah, that'd be great." She was already dating someone else. And so we met for sushi one night. Um, and I was suddenly, after a year of not being in the West and being around Thai women, I was completely shocked at the human being who met me for dinner. Um, I mean, she was the same way she was when we were together, but I didn't realize what a stinking pile of shit she was. So anyway, um, number one, the first thing was she chose the place. She picked a sushi place. It turned out I hated it. She ordered for me. She said, "Oh, try this, you'll love it." And those first 2 points were characteristic of our entire relationship. I just basically had to do what she wanted. She was very assertive, very third wave feminist, very like, I know what's what, and you're gonna do what I say, kind of thing. And then the third thing, and this was the shocker, that it suddenly just brought all these memories back of not only being with her, but just living in the West. She was just critical. She began by digging into me for every little thing. She criticized my clothes. She criticized the way my hair looked. She criticized. I was smoking a cigar outside the restaurant when she walked up. She criticized that. And then when we had dinner, she went on and on about herself. And then when she asked me how I liked Thailand, I maybe got a sentence or two out before she started digging into that and started cutting me down and belittling me for every single thing I said and every choice that I made. Um, and I walked away from that dinner just feeling so blessed to not only not be in that relationship anymore, but just not be around those kind of women anymore. My harem doesn't criticize me. They don't have a single negative thing to say to me about anything else or about me to me. It is perfect bliss with all of them. And that's an amazing thing. It's an amazing statistic that you can come to a country where women just don't treat men like that. I mean, I'm sure there are some that do here. I have a couple friends who marry Thai women and they're ball busters, but as long as you don't put a ring on it, as long as you don't give them that advantage over you, they're perfectly sweet, wonderful human beings. Um, but yeah, after that dinner, I never spoke to her again. And I heard through a friend of a friend that she got married a couple years ago. I feel bad for that guy. Um, every uh, every memory I have of that girl reminds me that I made the right decision not to commit, not to give a woman power over me, and not to take advice from women, at least not Farang women. You know, my Thai harem would never even presume to give me advice, I don't think, unless I asked. So, I mean, to wrap up, this is my life here. You know, these are all friends. These are all people I care about. They're all wonderful human beings. There's not a mean or critical bone in their bodies. They're just lovely. They're lovely to be around. I have a good time every time I hang out with my female friends in Thailand. I have fun. Uh, I mean, I don't even know what else to say. This place is like living the dream. And so, once again, I say, if you're unhappy where you are, sell your belongings, buy a one-way ticket, and get over here. My episode 0 of MGThai, if you go back and look through the video list on my YouTube channel, gives a summary of some ways that you can move here and stay here. Google also provides lots of advice on how to relocate here. And if you don't want to relocate to Asia, there's other places to relocate. I'll cover that in a later video. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. It's getting way too long. For more content, check out my website, bangkok7.com. I've started reposting these videos on Substack because I'm afraid YouTube's going to start deleting them or banning my channel. I don't know. Follow me on X at Bangkok7. I post pictures of the goings on in the red lights here in Bangkok every day. And you can see photo albums from inside the go-go bars at bentbox.co. I've also got some artwork in case you're interested in that. All of the models who posed for that artwork are current or former Bangkok go-go dancers. And that'll do it for this time. Until next time, keep your balls warm, your beer cold, and cheers to another day above ground in the greatest country on earth, Thailand.
ขอบคุณค่ะ